What's up? This is TechBaron coming back at you with another tech review. Today we're going to be talking about a 1U rack mount server. Found this killer deal. Had to have it shipped here. It's going to be my first server. This is what's known as a TYAN server. So check it out. TYAN is the company that made this. Well, the motherboard anyway. And the model of the motherboard is going to be a TYAN or YAN S2850 or S2850. So 1U Tomcat server. This is interesting how these caddies open up and down like this. Never really seen that. You know, they usually come out from the side. Hella weird. We got a Western Digital. The fuck is this? This is a 150 gigabyte Western Digital Raptor drive. Super high speed server drive. It's probably a 15K drive. I'm not sure. It's a SATA drive. Have no idea. Just picked this up at Surplus Shop today. Super cool. Spring loaded caddies. You just push them in there and, like, you know, it'll pretty cool, man. Definitely some interesting hardware at that shop for sure. So these caddies are kind of a pain in the ass. They don't really like to go back in there where they're fucking supposed to. There. Now it's in there. Stay the fuck in there. Anyway, these are the caddies. They are strange. This is an aftermarket server. This is not made by Dell or HP. You know, it's a 1U rack mount. We got a Samsung CD-ROM drive, some status indicators, some lights for the HDDs, a actual power on-off and button for the server, which is really weird because you never see servers that have on-off buttons. It's usually like IPL or bust, you know. So there's no DRAC card, there's no management card, there's fucking nothing on this server other than serial in out. So it's got dual gigabit NICs, but that's about it. Double Broadcoms. So it's like server on a budget. So we got Ablecom power supply, SP262 1S switching power supply, 260 watts maximum power handling capability. On the 12 volt rail we have an 18 amp cutoff. 3.3 volt and 5 volt combines is max at 140 watts. So 260 watt total power supply, not bad. It's non-PWM fan, so good luck, you know, hearing that fan slow down and throttle. It's not going to happen. It's just constant RPM. It's non BIOS detectable either, so you're not going to get feedback on that. So here's the TYAN Tomcat motherboard. This is your Opteron 2 gigahertz 214 step series CPU. Really nice. Has hypertransport HT, hypertransport threading, hyperthreading, and all that shit. Got Samsung registered ECC buffered memory, server memory, really important. Got the controller chip for the error checking function of this memory right there. It's really good. You got hella PCI, but it's bullshit because it's 1U. It's like there's not even a sideways riser, so what the fuck. There's not much in here except an ICS chipset for the PLL clock control. So you can overclock this thing. You got fucking standard ATX power input, P4 style boost, so you get a couple extra amps and some extra voltage rails. I've had a motherboard that required this before. I don't really understand what the fuck this is. I know it's extra power and that's it. So your north bridge is going to be an AMD. It's 8111, manufactured in 2001. This is an AMD North Bridge right there. Controls pretty much everything on the motherboard. You got power regulation, voltage conversion, step down, TL transistors and everything right here. So you get all your rails. We got filtering caps, really nice, really like Nipodenzo, like Nippon Chemicon caps, really nice. Broadcom chipset for the fucking 1 gigabit NIC, and oh, another Broadcom chipset for another gigabit NIC. You know, those two right there. So we got our graphics card. It's going to be an ATI Rage XL, basically a 128 Pro. Nothing fancy. You know, good luck running GTA SA on that shit. You know, it's gonna work, but it'll run like shit. Pretty nice copper heatsink for the Opteron CPU. Dynatron 2 ball bearing high speed RPM blower fan, and then 2 big ass blower fans that keep this entire chassis cool. They're PWM, so they are speed controlled. There's the SATA backplane for the caddies. They slide right into this, and this is how it sends the SATA data over these cables into the hard drive. I mean, the motherboard, my bad. Dumbass. Anyway, so you got your RAM, CPU, expansion options, SATA hard drive cables, blowers, more blowers, more blowers, and you got some standard IDE just for the CD-ROM, which is like over here. And then there's supposedly a floppy controller in there, 2 3.5 SATAs going here, your choice. You know, there's a built-in RAID controller. There's a hardware lockout. The system will not turn on if it is open, so it knows if you're servicing it. It's pretty cool. Like I said, there's not much on the back. There's your fucking 1U back power supply, PS2 style, USB 1.1 serial, which is like the only management that I know of on this thing, or unless you do like SNMP Wake on LAN or some stupid shit like that. But there's RGB regular, you know, regular monitor outs. It's not bent or messed up, which is super crucial with a server like this. This is capable of PXE boot. It's all like totally capable of that. It's second boot default option if the hard drive fails. There's no internal USBs, no, you know, it's bare bones server. So this is going to be a 260 watt TYAN Tomcat 1U rack mount file server solution. So what do you think of my new server? Let me know. TechBaron, please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.